There is only maybe 1% who come and mess it up for a few seconds and they leave.
It's a neighborhood where many felt the problems were spinning out of control. So the mayor said it was time to launch an intervention.
Of all the bull that has destroyed our city.
How an array of city departments and service providers are taking on the Tenderloin's problems.
They gravitate, they just shuffle it somewhere else.
Why some are skeptical the plan will work.
I think a lot of us are concerned about this being a superficial effort that's sort of being done for show, right?
An ongoing debate over how to best confront these kinds of challenges.
We believe that people can change.
Good evening. I'm Juliette Goodrich. Thank you for joining us. You know, it's been a couple of months since Mayor London Breed declared a state of emergency in the neighborhood. So what's changed since then and what still needs to be done? KPIX 5's Wilson Walker spent a week talking with residents and those on the street. Wilson has our special report tonight, the Tenderloin in a state of emergency.
This declared state of emergency has drawn a lot of attention, but no one is paying any closer attention than the people who live here. Some fully expect to see big changes. Plenty of others are skeptical that there will ultimately be any change at all, but everyone is paying attention and watching. Can the city, to put it simply, clean up the Tenderloin?
Yes, we got the urban alchemy coming out here every morning. We got brooms, they got garbage cans, plastic bags, and they load them up and get busy.
For those who live and work in San Francisco's Tenderloin, it is just another day in a state of emergency.
We made it to school.
Parents like Maggie Fungula will have to get their child to school with or without an organized escort.
Sometimes I gotta go up on the street with my baby because I don't want my baby to see that environment.
Yeah, man, this is the cavalry.
Neighbors like Alex Alvarado will spend another day trying to keep that environment off of their doorstep.
And my territory is my territory, man, and I tell them both the users and the dealers. And I don't want the drugs in front of my doors.
And then there are the thousands, at least 8,000 people without homes in this city, many of them living along the alleys and sidewalks of this neighborhood.
That's a long story. 27-year-old story.
Where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Fairfield.
Walk one block, there are signs of improvement. Walk another, it is encampments and people in obvious crisis with seemingly no intervention at all. The Tenderloin looks a lot like a city wrestling with an emergency decades in the making.
As part of the city's program, the homeless were to be temporarily housed in hotels.
1,000 units right here in the Tenderloin being rehabilitated into good.
These are very entrenched problems, both from at a community level and at an individual level.
Mary Ellen Carroll is Director of Emergency Management, the department currently in charge of carrying out the operation launched in December by Mayor London Breed.
A public safety command that will be specifically targeted at the Tenderloin community. And we are past the point where what we see is even remotely acceptable.
And so what we're trying to do is raise the bar for the Tenderloin, for everyone who's there. And what we hear from the community is that they're pleased to see some changes happen, and they need to see more.
I see an improvement of cleaning the streets, of washing the sidewalk.
The plates, the food containers, the drug paraphernalia.
We've heard some high marks from neighbors in one regard, and that is the cleaning blitz. Finding a street blocked for a pressure cleaning crew is part of daily life here now, and a lot of neighbors love it.
Having the clear path to be able to see a couple of blocks down is a blessing.
They clean up everything. After 1 hour, they come back, it's some more garbage is there. So they are doing something good, but they have to be on a daily basis.
They're cleaning up their streets first, right? Now, what they do with the people that are here causing it, I'm not sure.
Cleaning the streets and sidewalks was never going to be the hard part. The trash is largely a byproduct of the city's larger, long-standing problems that have been pushed into this neighborhood. Homelessness and the drug epidemic that has claimed more than 1,360 lives in the past 2 years.
You know, there's people that you look around, it's like people look like zombies, and you know, but they're human beings. They're someone's son, someone's daughter, husband, mother or father.
So the emergency continues as neighbors watch and ask their own questions about what's being done, what comes next.
Where are you going to push them to? They have to go somewhere. You have to have a place for them.
What do you think it'll take to make a difference out here?
A lot of help. A lot of help.
Part of the help promised here is for those just going about their daily lives, but delivering on that is clearly going to depend on getting help to those struggling on the streets. So, are they getting help?
Well, what they've done for me is they've provided me an opportunity for housing.
From block-by-block outreach to the Linkage Center, how many people are getting off the street? How many people are getting into drug treatment?
That's a tough question because I don't want to continue doing drugs forever, obviously.
And then there is the drug market.
It is consistently a struggle. We're still having conversations with a number of law enforcement agencies to try and help combat it.
How the drug problem is moving when our look at the Tenderloin state of emergency continues.
It's about trying to meet people where they are. It's about trying to do what's necessary to support those who are struggling.
That's Mayor London Breed discussing San Francisco's efforts to reach drug addicts and what is effectively the city's first safe injection site. One main objective of the emergency plan is to accelerate the delivery of help to those who need treatment or shelter. And that's where Wilson Walker continues our coverage.
Well, they told us we have to move every day, at least twice a day. They come back at 2:30 to make us move again.
Another day, another pressure washing for the 300 block of Hyde Street. And that means Jasmine will be packing up and making way for emergency management, public works, and a team of outreach workers. When they do come through here and clean everybody off the sidewalk, are they offering people help?
Yes, everybody. Everybody. They're trying to help everybody that they can. I mean, how much help it might be is another story, right? But they're offering it.
Well, what they've done for me is they've provided me an opportunity for housing.
For Gordon, help came from the centerpiece of this initiative, the Tenderloin Linkage Center in Civic Center Plaza, now open for about 7 weeks.
At the beginning of this, we didn't even know if anyone would want to show up.
Not uncommon to see 24 people lined up when the doors open at 8 a.m. The center is seeing plenty of traffic, more than 13,000 visits since day one. That number does include repeat visitors. Guests are not registered. They don't give their last names. This is basically a referral center designed to pull those in need towards the city's already existing services.
Try to build a relationship and trust and provide options that are humane and that give people a path.
The path many are looking for is off the street, and so far, between street outreach and the Linkage Center, more than 400 people have been moved into some kind of shelter.
They gave me that tent city over there for about a year.
Lee is one example. He just got moved out of the nearby sleeping village that the city is now winding down. His new spot,
a little hotel room over on Eddy Street.
I'm going to pack my stuff up. I'm going to take this to storage, and I'm going to take my backpack and go upstairs and go to my house.
But you have a place to go.
That's where I'm going.
Go back to your place.
Yeah.
That's right. Jasmine may not always use it, but she too now has a room provided by the city. There is not, however, an infinite supply of rooms.
Absolutely not. I mean, that's why they're there in the first place. Is there's simply not enough housing to match the need.
Sarah Short, Director of Public Policy for HomeRise, a nonprofit housing organization. Like many service providers, she questioned this plan from the outset.
Yes, I thought, how are they going to magically address all of the problems of the Tenderloin when so far they have not been able to do that in the rest of the city or in that neighborhood.
So that is one line of criticism, that all of this amounts to just pushing people towards help that cannot meet demand. But then there is another faction of critics, those who question the approach to the drug problem. And the big flashpoint there, of course, is the decision to allow drug use here.
And the bottom line is that they're not going to have the desired outcome that they wanted when they opened this Linkage Center.
Tom Wolf battled a heroin addiction until his eventual arrest and recovery. He has become the face of the city's growing push for more recovery options.
The Linkage Center has enough low barrier services already available that it's okay to ask somebody to put their drugs in their pocket for an hour while they come in and they access services, potentially housing or treatment or whatever it is.
I mean, it's good in the sense that they provide services, and the services are directly available to you when you're there.
Even some of those now looking for help express similar concerns to us. Patrick is from Calaveras County. He's been in San Francisco for about 3 weeks.
You get stuck at the Linkage Center because there's drugs and you want to do the drugs, and so you'll sit there and do drugs all day, you know, and you don't, you procrastinate, you know, and you postpone.
Looking at the latest week of numbers, there were nearly 2,700 visits, but only 144 referrals for service. A referral means a guest was informed of how to get help, but there's no way of knowing if they followed through and connected to that help. And of those referrals, 9 were for substance abuse treatment. In the same week, 4 visitors had overdoses reversed on site.
Well, at the end of the day, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. It's about trying to help those people out of addiction and stay out of addiction. And that's a process. So people may want us to do numbers and large numbers like it's some sort of factory, but these are people. These are people with complicated problems in their lives.
But the mayor has promised to push harder on troublesome street behavior of all kinds, and that push is said to be coming.
In the future, you know, I think, and we will need to have our law enforcement partners more involved.
Which brings us to law enforcement and a whole new set of questions. For starters, what is being done about that notorious open-air drug market?
There's a lot of good people here, but they don't come out because of you know, what's here. A lot of drug activity, drug sales.
Neighbors say it keeps a lot of people inside, and it's one area where the mayor admits the city is struggling and needs help. Open-air dealing is not new to the Tenderloin, but a lot of longtime residents will tell you the problem has exploded in recent years. Wilson Walker continues our coverage with the drug dealers on the move.
Well, yesterday when I was dropping off to school, Honduran asked me, did I want to buy drugs? And I said, I don't do it.
Make you mad?
It made me upset. It made me real upset because what makes you ask me that question with my daughter? What make you think I take drugs? Because I'm black and my color of my skin?
For many, it is the main source of anger and frustration, the sheer amount of drugs being sold and used across a sprawling open-air drug scene that covers much of the Tenderloin and neighboring south of Market.
The demand needs to be met by supply, you know.
And you're like, what are all those guys doing out there? Well, you know, they're out just, you know, some are doing drugs, some are selling them, some are buying, and it's just constant. And San Francisco is on a way higher level than, you know, anywhere that I'd ever been.
You could, if you worked at the Fed building, you could look outside your window and say, I can go downstairs and get anything I want right now. And then after 6 o'clock, there's a guy party down out there.
The federal building is one notorious corner. Another is right across the street from the federal courthouse.
Even if you move them from this corner, they cannot go to another corner. I mean, it's cat and mouse.
Business owners like Stu Barkuki say the effort to keep dealers away looks a lot like the endless task of keeping the streets free of trash.
Catch 2 or 3 and 2-3 days and the same person is out back in the same sidewalk and the same block.
San Francisco police have added about 10 officers to the neighborhood, but there hasn't exactly been a dramatic crackdown. The city's dashboard shows narcotics arrests are pretty steady, about 10 to 20 each week, while the amount of drugs taken off the street has increased. Nonetheless, dealers are still everywhere.
If the cops are coming on bicycles around the corner, you'll see them in waves. There'll be 20 to 30 first, and then you'll see another 15 or 20.
I believe the SFPD doesn't have enough manpower to control it once for all. It takes more. It takes an army.
An army.
It takes an army. And we don't want to see the army in the streets of San Francisco. That's for sure.
There are still a lot of drug dealers in that neighborhood. I think that is the one thing that I think most people are kind of unified in the outrage on. And yes, there are arrests, but honestly, the numbers are incredible. How do you put a dent in that kind of drug market?
Well, part of putting a dent in it is just we can't handle this on our own on the local level. We need assistance from, you know, the state and the federal government, whether it's financial resources, whether it's incentives for adding additional officers, or if it's providing support from the feds to help crack down on, you know, what we know is very much problematic.
This is clearly a problem that has not gone away, but that is not to say that dealers are on every corner these days.
Before Urban Alchemy came, this was the worst block in the world. If they weren't here, we wouldn't have been able to walk up here.
I get the feeling they're the de facto security force in this neighborhood.
They are.
Fawn Langafor credits Urban Alchemy with clearing the dealers from her block of Turk Street. The neighborhood ambassador group, under contract with the city, patrols several strategic corridors. They help kids get to school. It's not uncommon to see them helping seniors across the street, and their sidewalks are remarkably clean.
And what's interesting is even on that block, there's not even a thing of a cigarette butt or anything on their block. They keep it clean. It's completely clean. And you go our block, there's so much trash on our block, they come and clean it every couple of days.
Even if you're just passing through, this divide is hard to miss. The area is patrolled by Urban Alchemy and those that are not. And if you ask people living here what they think of the overall progress being made, it may have a lot to do with where they live. Do they happen to live on a block where the problems have maybe been pushed down the street a little bit?
They gravitate, they just shuffle it somewhere else.
When the Urban Alchemy came in, they pushed everybody this way.
But everybody isn't just all the dealers. It is also a continuous wave of drug users.
You got people coming from everywhere, Santa Rosa, Seattle, everywhere to come. I mean, I'm not talking about fentanyl to each his own, right? But to come and get high on this little side street over here, you know what I'm saying? If they want to straighten all this up, it means everybody that they see like us getting high right now, you're gonna go to jail, you're gonna get a ticket.
Really?
Yeah, we were just talking about that before you showed up. Is like back in the day, it's like we'd maybe peel off to the side somewhere else to get high, not just sit down right here and wherever. But that's, yeah, they can clean it up, of course.
You, as someone who is out here, you think it's time for the city to crack down?
Yeah, of course. You think I want to see my city all up like this?
The casualties are in every direction, so what should be done about the people that we pass every day who are clearly in need of help?
And it's going to require us to recognize that there's a subset of people on the street that require intervention.
How the Tenderloin emergency is driving a debate over how to respond to the drug crisis. And then there are some things people actually agree on.
The problem in San Francisco is that there's very poor data about homelessness here and about what the city's doing.
The quest for better results through better numbers when our coverage continues.
Finally tonight, the city's effort to control the drug crisis and the debate over how that should be done. Overdose deaths in San Francisco climbed steadily for about a decade. The surge in recent years driven largely by the arrival of fentanyl. But in 2021, that climb finally reversed. 650 deaths last year, a drop from 711 in 2020. And that trend appears to be holding through the start of 2022. You see the January comparison, the numbers down from last year. We should also add about 30% of those deaths were in the Tenderloin. The death toll is driving a growing debate over how to respond to addiction. As Wilson Walker reports, some say it is time to diversify the city's approach.
As a city, it's important to focus on the needs of everyone, and there's been a subsection of people that have been overlooked, and that's formerly incarcerated and justice-involved people seeking a new way of life.
After a 20-year drug struggle in and out of jail and prison, Steve Adami now works for the San Francisco Adult Probation Department, and today he is walking us through one of the city's newest recovery options.
This program was designed in response to the needs of the community, and we set out to create a safe space for people who were trying to get away from all drugs. So in theory, we're all kind of moving up the mountain together, healing and getting better.
The therapeutic teaching community is abstinence-based, and this is the first time the city has tried it.
To me, it's crazy. I absolutely believe that we have to have so many different methods of treating addiction, and you can't lock out abstinence-based recovery.
We are living witnesses to what recovery can do. You can come all the way back from being out there on the street.
Abstinence and recovery have become something of a movement in San Francisco, a collection of those who think the current approach is not enough to overcome the wave of cheap drugs now washing over the city.
And that's why so many people have died out here on the street. And I've been saying this since I got off the street, that fentanyl has changed the game. and it's going to require us to change our approach.
And the city's Linkage Center pretty well reflects the current approach, harm reduction and meeting people where they are, hoping addicts reach out for help in their own time.
Yeah, I mean, that's been the approach for a long time that the professionals understand, people who do homeless outreach, social workers, that you need to establish rapport with people, build relationships so that people trust you.
I do want to be clean, you know, ultimately, you know, so, but then I don't know if I'm ready at this point.
In our conversations with those facing these challenges, we heard time and again how difficult it is to escape, especially in this environment. Do you know anybody who's gotten clean out here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd they do it?
Get away from here.
You're going to have to do something and find some kind of balance to give people out here struggling with addiction a chance to get up off the street and turn their life around.
And the city's position here does appear to be shifting, even if just a little. Here's the Department of Emergency Management talking about where the Tenderloin plan might be heading next.
Harm reduction and social services alone is not going to help the people of the Tenderloin. A law enforcement-centric approach is not going to help the people of the Tenderloin. It's only when we have our helping measures and our safety measures working in collaboration with one another and unified.
This cop over here that was just talking to us, he was very polite and really understanding and telling me, you know, I should go to rehab, and I, you know, kind of, I don't know, he kind of told me, you know, that I'm a nice guy and I, you know, should go because, you know, I have potential in a way, is what it made me feel like.
When this was all launched, you heard everyone agree that the status quo has failed, even if people disagreed on what the status quo was or why it failed. But despite all of the disagreement, there are some points upon which people tend to agree.
And the interesting thing is, I don't think there's anyone who doesn't feel that same kind of frustration about we've got to do something. But, you know, people have different ideas about solutions.
For starters, everyone agrees there's a lack of housing.
Nor is there enough treatment slots, residential treatment programs, mental health supports.
500 beds for 25,000 drug users. You do the math.
The problem in San Francisco is that there's very poor data about homelessness here and about what the city's doing.
Something else most people would like to see, better ways of measuring progress. Mark Nagel is head of Rescue SF, a citizen-led push for improved metrics. They've even created their own Tenderloin dashboard.
As residents, we want to understand what's happening with homelessness here in San Francisco. It's obviously a super complicated problem. We want to know, though, what the city is doing and can we hold the city accountable.
And absolutely everyone agrees there is a long way to go, both for the thousands of people on the street and for everyone else who calls this neighborhood home, living with the emergency every single day.
Oh, you know, there's some hard-working people around here, and we don't deserve to have to deal with that.
I'm glad that you pulled me over. I got my chance to say something about it. Because other than just watching it on TV and talking to other guys out here, you gave me a chance to give my input on it. Because I live here, you know. I want to see change.
Tenderloin resident Johnny Douglas there. I want to thank him and all of the neighbors that took time to talk with us, tell us what they're seeing, what is going on here. And that, of course, goes for the folks on the street, many of them facing some really tough circumstances. They took us into their world. They answered our questions. That is no small thing. Finally, a lot of what we've talked about is not really new. It's the continuation of some very familiar storylines: homelessness, the drug crisis. The mayor's state of emergency hasn't so much changed that conversation, but it certainly has focused it. It has drawn a lot of attention to this neighborhood, the challenges faced here, and whether or not they really can be tackled. We will continue to cover it for you. Here in San Francisco's Tenderloin, Wilson Walker.